More like Scott Pilgrim versus my GPA, Mom Jean's voice.
Welcome back to HIVEMIND Unlimited.
And welcome to another episode of our movie series, How Did It Age? Where we watch older movies and reevaluate them with modern context. Today's movie is Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Yeah, this is a film.
When did this come out?
This came out in 2010. It's directed by Edgar Wright, who gave us such beloved movies as Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz.
Yeah.
And it's adapted from a Canadian graphic novel, which was written by Brian Lee O'Malley. It is somehow pretty universally loved. It has a 7.5 on IMDb, an 83% Rotten Tomatoes, and a 3.9 out of 5 on letterboxd. I didn't bother to look up what Roger Ebert gave it because as you'll learn throughout this video, I am pretty disheartened and am losing faith in cinema. It lost money, thank God. That's one thing that backs up my argument. It made $51.7 million, which is a disgusting amount. Against a $60 to $85 million budget. Pretty unclear on how much this movie cost.
It literally just says that, 60 to 85, they're not sure?
Not sure. $25 million probably washed up Michael Cera's ass.
It does look expensive. I will say the movie looks expensive and looks difficult to make.
Yeah, sure.
I also will say, and it will become clear throughout this video, this is a very requested movie.
The most, honestly.
It's one of the most requested for How Did It Age, and we have not done it yet.
Yep.
And I will say, I watched 20 minutes of it a long time ago, objected to the premise and turned it off. And so this is my first full watch through of this film.
Me too. And maybe that's what clouds our judgment of it or something.
Maybe you had to see it when it came out. Like we had to be young.
I guess, but this is really a true testament to this segment. How did it age? I don't know. That doesn't make a movie good if I had to see it when I was like dumb and pubescent.
Right. It would be pre-pubescent.
Yeah, or I was just pubescent because I was going through puberty.
Are you called pubescent when you're going through puberty?
Pubescent?
Is it pre and post-pubescent, or is there a period of time where you're pubescent?
That's what I would think.
I guess I don't really know.
Okay. This movie stars Michael Cera, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Kieran Culkin as Gay, Chris Evans, Anna Kendrick, Allison Pill, Brandon Ruth, Jason Schwartzman, Aubrey Plaza, and a few other people. Yeah. Do you want to do the breakdown?
Sure, I'll do the plot of the movie here. Scott Pilgrim is a quirky, rail-thin 22-year-old bassist from Toronto. His life mostly consists of band practice and dating. When he starts dating a 17-year-old high school student named Knives, his bandmates are justifiably skeptical, but ultimately, they still rockin' with Scott. While dating this teenager, Scott becomes infatuated with a purple-haired record store seductress named Ramona Flowers. He decides to cheat on Knives with Ramona, and soon learns that he will have to fight and defeat her 7 evil exes to earn a relationship with her. Eventually, he breaks up with his high school girlfriend to focus on hand-to-hand combat. In the end, Scott is victorious over the evil exes and has to choose between a 17-year-old girl and the girl he's been fighting for all along. And the decision isn't easy for him. That's the plot of the movie.
Yeah, believe it or not, the first words of the movie are Scott Pilgrim is dating a high schooler.
Yeah, I believe it. I watched it.
I know, I did too.
Yeah. Yeah, Stephen Stills is the name of a character. I see you have that written down.
Yeah, that's funny. Maybe Edgar Wright or Brian Lee O'Malley was a Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young fan.
Yeah.
Ooh. Bill Hader does the voice at one point about when he did the evil thing.
He does the announcer voice.
Yep.
Okay, you gotta cheer up a little bit.
It's also home to several famous TikTok sounds.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know about until I watched it with someone that pointed it out.
And there's a lot of cultural references to this film throughout music specifically. You know, I mentioned the Mom Jeans thing earlier, Scott Pilgrim versus My GPA.
Yep.
And then also, like, I think there's an Uzi Scott Pilgrim song. And then people often will, they'll use a sample of audio from this movie as like part of a song. Sorry for talking about it and not being negative. I'm just kind of explaining that a lot of people have, this movie is very beloved.
Brandon Ruth, who plays Todd, I believe he's the second of the exes. Mm-hmm. He actually played Superman 4 years prior.
Okay, yeah.
Satya Baba, who plays Matthew Patel, who I believe is the first ex, Matthew Patel.
Yeah.
The first ex he has to battle has the same birthday as me.
Graydon's on famous birthdays now. Go run that up.
Thank you.
Which we've
It's
been talking
really helping me.
Yeah, got to boost him over on famous birthdays.
Get me above Graydon Carter.
All right, let's get into some of our favorite lines from this movie.
Some of the best lines. Let's talk about those.
There are some lines in this movie that are very funny to me. As we get into it, you'll realize that I also did not like this movie. It was not my favorite, and I feel like for a lot of reasons that people would expect me to say. But there is some funny banter in this movie. You know, it's a very dry sense of humor. It's very snappy and like deadpan. And there's a lot of like visual jokes that go along with things that they're saying. That's kind of cool. I love when Michael Cera's on the computer and he says to his roommate Wallace, who's played by Kieran Culkin, he goes, "What's the website for Amazon.ca?" And he's like, Amazon.ca. And then he's still on the computer and it goes, "You've got mail." And he goes, "Dude, this thing claims I have mail. Now I'm reading it." I like that. It's cute.
And then I do like when he gets the email about being fought and he like skims through it.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of fun. But as I said, the opening line is Scott Pilgrim is dating a high schooler. That's incredible.
Oh yeah, it's incredible.
And then he tells Kieran Culkin shortly after like the opening scene, he's like, "Yeah, the whole 17-year-old thing, don't tell anyone."
Mm-hmm.
Acknowledges that it's creepy.
Yeah. I mean, this movie, like, there are a lot of, there are some ethical issues at play here. One of them being that the main character and protagonist is dating a high school student, cheats on that high school student with the other girl, and then, like, there's a part, they pump fake a lot in this movie towards the end, and I know I'm jumping around, but they pump fake at the end, and there's a moment where you believe that the moral of this story is going to be that he was supposed to date the 17-year-old all along. Like, they really, like, they toy with that idea. They make you think that.
Yeah.
It's never really addressed as, like, anything more than just kind of like, oh, that happens.
Canada.
And he's not the first person from Toronto who's toyed with that idea either.
That is fire. Now I'm back in it.
Certified.
Anna Kendrick, who plays his sister, I do like her psychic relationship with Kieran Culkin or Wallace.
Right.
Whenever he tells Wallace, "Don't tell my sister," she just knows immediately.
But then his like phone spawns next to him. It's like he's been talking to her. He's like asleep. He's like passed out and drunk.
She says on the phone to Scott, "A 17-year-old Chinese schoolgirl, you're ridiculous."
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, definitely. I like when he first talks to Ramona at a party. He's like infatuated with her, talks to this one dude about her, and then he ends up talking to her. He kind of embarrasses himself. He's too drunk. And then he orders something on Amazon, and she shows up as the Amazon delivery woman. And he asks her out, and then she's like, "Were you the Pac-Man guy?" And he's like, "No, not even. That was some total ass." And that's like a classic Michael Cera delivery, which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah, I like when he's ending his first date with Knives or whatever, their first montage of them being out on the town. And she says, "I've never even kissed a guy." And he says, "Me neither." I like that line.
Right, yeah, because the joke is that he's not gay.
Yeah, exactly. Like his roommate, his gay roommate that he sleeps in the same bed with.
Yeah, Wallace. And Wallace's partners as well.
Yeah.
They also wake up next to them. That's funny. It is funny when he's like talking to him and then another guy like pops up and then it's like this tiny little bed on the floor. There's some good things about this movie. I like when he's talking, when Ramona dyes her hair for the first time and it's blue. And he says, "You know your hair?" And she's like, "I know of it." And he says, "It's all blue." That line's pretty funny.
Yeah.
This is impossible.
Yeah.
Right? This ain't going well.
It was the hardest watch I've had in 5 years. I paused it at 55 minutes and I was like, there better be 20 minutes left. And I paused it and I did a few chores because I couldn't keep going.
Right.
And then I restarted it and watched it from the top. On this first date with Ramona too, she's explaining like why she came to Toronto. And she says, "Time I went somewhere a little more chilled." And he says, "It's certainly chill here," while they're outside.
And then he says, because it's cold.
Yeah, which I hate. There's just like some lines that I wanted to peel my own skin off.
Okay. On that same date, I do like that he's so nervous. He's doing the thing where he's just like agreeing with her. And he's like, "Not that I do drugs, unless you do drugs, in which case I do drugs all the time, every drug."
Yeah.
That's good.
That's okay. I like at battle. It's okay, dude. I don't like Michael Cera. I would kick
I like
his
him.
fucking ass. I'd love to go back in time and beat his ass in 2010.
I like him.
Okay, that's fine.
I have more of a problem with Brian Lee O'Malley, who wrote the graphic novels and decided to make this all about a 22-year-old dating a 17-year-old girl and then fighting a bunch of evil exes.
Probably my favorite line in the movie is when they're doing the Battle of the Bands against the Crash Brothers, and Kieran Culkin, I think, is like heckling them. Well, first off, their first song they play is just like one word. They're like, here's this song. And then that's it. And then Kieran Culkin says something. They go, this one goes out to the guy in the balcony who keeps yelling at us. It's called I Hate You, Die.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, I guess so. I like Wallace is like, you got to break out the L word. And then he's like, lesbian? And then he's like, the other L word. He's like, lesbians? I did like that. I don't like that they reprise it. I think they ruined the joke.
That's
later,
what I hated
He
the
goes
most.
like, I lesbians you.
Yeah, and then after she leaves, he
I'm
goes,
in lesbians with you.
he goes, I said lesbians.
Yeah, that ruined that joke, but the first time is very funny.
The first time's pretty funny.
And I like that when he's doing that, he's like hugging the fridge, and he like the words that he's saying, he's like pulling them down on the magnets on the fridge with the letters.
Yeah.
That's kind of cute.
I like when he's telling Wallace that he's having Ramona over for dinner, and he goes, Ramona's coming over for dinner tonight, so you can't be here, gaying up the place.
Yeah. And then he's in an apron, and he's like, I don't know, like it's someone who's changing their hair all the time. They like they're maybe unstable in some way.
Yeah.
And then, but he's like in an apron, and he's like, and you said I was gaying up the place.
Yeah.
Which is weird because Kieran Culkin's not gay in real life, and Michael Cera's not gay in real life, and so it feels actually wrong and problematic, and
Totally.
I condemn it.
I would say this, though. Kieran Culkin sure can act gay.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, he's good in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I do really like when he's talking to his sister and they're on the swing sets, and she's like, do you really see a future with this girl? And he's like, what, like with jetpacks? That's good because it's like the future.
I like when Scott's going to break up with Knives and they're in like the record store. And she says, hey, I wanted to invite you over for dinner. And Scott goes, like Chinese food? That's fucked up. And then he's like trying to like gaslight her out of the relationship before he breaks up with her.
Yeah.
And he says, are you even allowed to date outside of your race or whatever?
Yeah, I thought that line was bad.
Oh, yeah,
weird.
it's awful. But I love that, I guess. I don't know. And then she says, I love you. And then he says, I think we should break up or whatever. He's so awkward and like skinny.
And hot.
Yeah, he's awkward and skinny.
And hot. Like he's so boyfriend coded and crushable.
When he says that hair thing too, he says she's fickle and impulsive.
Yeah.
And he's really just like, he's just like a bitch because he's like intimidated by an independent fucking woman.
Yeah. But intimidated by a independent, by curious woman.
He's manipulative. He's insecure.
He's inimitable.
He's insatiable. Because he just fucking fucks all the time.
Yeah, he like loves fucking.
I like that he's like known as a fucker.
Yeah.
People like all he does is fuck.
Yeah.
I do kind of like that.
He used to date his drummer and shit too. It's like everybody.
All he does is fuck.
He literally is a town fucker.
Yeah.
I will say at the very end of the movie, there's a line that they sneak in. It's just like as he's like passing into the venue, and the dude from earlier who tells him about Ramona Flowers is just saying, like, he's finishing up a conversation, and he's like, yeah, the comic books are better than the movie.
That's good.
And so they like sneak it in to say that about the movie because it's based off comic books. And I will say the fact that it's based off comic books makes it get away with other things because like I've never read the comic books. I don't like comic books. I don't like comic book movies very much either.
Yeah.
But it does get away with a lot of shit because it's obviously like it's cool that they made a movie with this style.
I disagree.
Right. I'm just saying, like, for the people who like that sort of thing, it is like, I get it.
Yeah.
It's like exciting in that way.
I don't know. I felt like it was trying to like do too much or something. Like I felt like it didn't really bring it to life, like the character. I feel like it just brought like the comic book to the screen. You know what I mean? Like when you see like a superhero movie or something, it's like that character, you're going into that world, and this felt like I was still like kind of like looking at pages or something.
Yeah,
you know
but I mean, it's stiff, but I feel like that style of comedy, like
Yeah.
I understand there's a little bit of a wet, hot American summer thing to this. It's a little dry, and like some of the jokes are like, they're so deadpan that you got like, they're just clever.
Yeah.
And there are some things that I like about that style of comedy. It's more the style of movie where it's a lot of these action sequences and shit that is then played with this kind of like awkward hipster comedy from, you know, that era. Doesn't all the way work for me, but I will say as the movie went on, like about halfway through, I was like, I get how this works for so many people. It's just not for me.
Yeah, it just feels like it's like anti-movie. It's like this was made for people who have like ADD and want a movie to like feel like a video game or something. That's what I found repulsive about it, and what still is making my stomach turn. I like when Kieran Culkin first sees Chris Evans' character, Lee Lucas, on the set of the movie, and he goes, I want to have his adopted babies. That's funny because
he's gay.
They're gay and they'd have to adopt babies.
Yeah.
And then Chris Evans hits Scott, or Lee Lucas hits Scott with a great line where he's like coaxing him in to do the big grind. He goes, can you do a thingy on that? It's called a grind, bro.
And
I like that.
And then he's like, can you do a grindy thingy?
Yeah. God, it makes me sick.
Yeah, I know. You don't like it at all. Yeah.
He's so repulsive. He's like a shrimp virus.
A shrimp virus?
Yeah, or like a stick bug that's been injected with like a bad guy.
Okay.
I got one more line.
One more line? Okay.
When Todd first fucking he punches Knives highlights out of her hair.
Oh, yeah.
He says, I'm not afraid to hit a girl. I'm a rock star.
Yeah, I don't think you picked best lines. I think you went through this and just picked out the things that you hated the most. Yeah, you went to tear down. This is a hit piece. I didn't even realize this is like a movie critic doing a hit piece on a film that a lot of people like.
I don't want Edgar Wright to do another movie. Unfortunately, he is. Michael Cera sucks dick until he gets on Gaines, because you got to do something, Michael. And yeah, I fucking hate it. And then I do like the line where Todd says, you're tempting me to break vegan edge.
Yeah, I will say the vegan part made me laugh a little bit, because I was like, it's funny that they're doing this back then. Like, I like that he has to defeat them in kind of like clever and weird ways. It's not just like, oh, fight, 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 destroy. Like all the fights are different. And that one is funny because he's getting his absolute ass kicked. Yeah. And then all he has to do is trick him into drinking whole milk. And then,
and then the cops show up.
Yeah, the vegan cops.
That like little exchange did remind me more like deadpan of like Shaun of the Dead or Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, exactly. I got Hot Fuzz vibe from that for sure.
Yeah. Let's get into the awesome scenes that make up this great film.
I'll just read what I wrote really quick because I already touched on it. But as I was watching it, I wrote, I hate the style of this movie. I can't lie. Some of the dry, fast-paced humor works for me, but it's so stiff and try-hard quirky. I don't like comic books or video games, so this shouldn't be a big surprise, but I do feel bad saying it.
Really?
Because, yeah, I can legitimately imagine myself being a little bit different and loving this movie. I understand why people love it. I really do. And I didn't love it. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
But I do understand why people like it so much. And I feel like you don't. Or you're trying not to, or you're being dense.
I think I'm being dense, which is fine. I will wear that.
You got to be to do something.
Yeah, so. Exactly. Yeah. I will wear that with honor. I guess I could see that there are exact opposites in the world, and the person on the other side of the mirror or whatever portal might love this movie and they might stink like shit. And if they told me all the other movies they'd love, I probably would hate those too.
I don't think that's true. I think they're closer to you than you realize. And I think they're all around you. And the world is full of people who like this movie, who also like the movies that you like.
I doubt it.
I will say this, and this is going to sound insane.
I'm not going to like it.
You're not going to like it.
I hate it already.
At all. The people who like Kill Bill, it's not that far away.
I had that thought during it. I was like, this is like a virgin celibate incels freak version of Kill Bill.
Yeah, totally.
Uma Thurman chops off arms, bro. That's like a homage to Kung Fu movies. This is like an homage to Mortal Kombat.
This dude turns people into coins. I'm not saying I like it.
Right.
I'm saying the music creates a dragon and like a huge gorilla that fight. There's like shit that is like, if you were a little bit different, you would like it. You just didn't buy in right away.
I would never buy into something. I'd rather buy a timeshare that I never get to go to.
Whatever.
Here's some scenes that are bad.
Okay.
The DDR scene is cringe. The whole first day hanging with knives is awful. That's what I wrote.
This is cool. I like. Yeah, keep doing this.
Okay. Oh, this is actually one thing I did like. When Scott goes to Julie's party and he just holds up a crude drawing of someone, and that guy goes, "Oh, that's Ramona Flowers."
It's literally just like scribbles.
That's like the one scene I laughed out loud.
Yeah.
It's followed by like the narration going, and then Scott started stalking her. So he's a stalker, a manipulator, an insecure douchebag, and a gaslighter, and a cheater. The disinterested Scott montage is tough too, where he's like falling out of love or whatever with knives. That's like,
he's all out of love. He's so lost without her.
I don't know. Whatever charm there's supposed to be around Scott, I didn't get into, I think, because I have so much more modern perspective on dating a 17-year-old. It's so bad now.
Yeah, you have so much modern perspective on that.
Yeah.
Because it happened so recently for you.
Yeah, yesterday.
I absolutely got him.
Got me. It was impossible to root for him up until like Jason Schwartzman appears.
Oh yeah, because he's the worst.
Because he's like clear evil.
Yeah.
Like it appears like a true villain because the other exes are like maybe shitty, but
Chris Evans is pretty fucking bad.
He's pretty bad, but it's like that's someone she made out with like in 9th grade or something.
Right.
And it's all these people that just got like kind of fucked by Ramona. And it's not until Schwartzman where you're like, oh wait, this guy's manipulative too and evil, even worse. But he's like money manipulative music label guy. Then I can kind of root for the main character an hour 20 into the movie.
Yeah.
So that is like really the overall stick in my craw.
I did write down how crazy it is. Like at the end of the movie, I wrote down the guy who dated a high schooler and cheated on her is the best guy Ramona ever dated.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to believe that these other guys are worse than this guy. And it is hard to see him as likable, but I think that's kind of part of it. Like, I think that's part of the point it's making is like, even Ramona, who is very confused and maybe hasn't been like the best partner to all of these people, is a more complex, deep, and likable individual than Scott Pilgrim. Like, there's no reason that everybody likes Scott Pilgrim, but I think that's kind of like maybe some of the commentary that it's making.
Yeah, I guess it's him versus the world after all.
Yeah, I didn't mean it that way. I just mean like a guy who's in a band and is like skinny and soft-spoken.
Yeah.
Kind of like gets away with a lot of shit.
Yeah, I also have it written down that it feels oftentimes like he's the one that's being taken advantage of, even though he's a predator because of how childish he acts. It almost feels like he's being pedophiled.
No.
No?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I think we'll skip that whole, what you said, yeah.
You'll skip over that?
I think we should probably skip over it, yeah.
Okay.
It feels like a weird point. I don't think we should say he's getting pedophiled.
I won't say it.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Scott's first date with Ramona is walking around and swinging in the snow.
That's what dates were in high school.
They're 20-something. They're not in high school.
It's hard to remember.
Go to a fucking bar or a cute restaurant. Toronto's got a wonderful food scene.
They're broke as hell, though.
No, they're like forcing them to feel more adolescent than they are. That I feel like excuses more of their behavior or something.
She's delivering for Amazon, and he's in a band, and that's it. Like
half of her exes are just people that she has to say she like made out in grade school with. She's had no adult exes. What the fuck is this bitch?
She has adult exes. Gideon is like 40.
Gideon.
And Chris Evans is definitely like old too.
Crash and the Boys is funny. I do like them. I want to get back to them for a second.
Fine. Yeah.
That.
That's it.
Sex Bob's first song at the Battle of the Bands.
Real quick, 1 second. You wrote Crash and the Boys playing is. That's the whole sentence.
I wanted to decide if I thought it was good or bad. I think they're kind of funny because their first song is like, we're sad and we hate everything. And then they just say that. It's awesome.
Their band's called Sex Bob by the way. Sex Bob
It's great.
I know, you just wrote Sex Bob.
Yeah, that's what I call him for short. That's what real fans call him.
Okay.
Sex Bob's first song at playing in Battle of the Band sounds a lot like Passenger by Iggy Pop, which I thought was funny.
They are also playing like songs that exist.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, some of them are like original songs for the movie, and then some of them aren't. Like the band that Michael Cera's ex is in, like the blonde girl, that band, they're playing Black Sheep by Metric. That's a real song, and it's awesome.
Do you know who Plum Tree is? He's wearing that shirt at one point.
No.
They're a rock band.
That's cool. Some
It's
of the music made for the. We'll talk about the music later.
Yeah,
Fuck
during
that.
soundtrack.
Fuck all that shit. The singing in the first fight made me almost turn the movie off. I will say that.
Yep.
When the dude like rises up and then he's like,
Yeah, that's Shatya or Baba.
yeah.
He's a Yale theater student, and he ran the theater program at Yale when he was there. And I was like reading about him as that scene went on, and it feels like he really like took charge in that and was like, it's a fucking musical fight. I have that first fight scene shouldn't be in any movie and shouldn't be allowed to be in a movie.
Right.
And I never want to see it again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. We both have the Seinfeld moment written down.
That's, yeah, also maybe good.
Yeah, I mean, it just is like weird that it happens. Like at one point, you just hear like it just does the zoom in on like his little tiny apartment, and it's like, and then he like walks in, and it's like, ah.
Yeah, and there's like there's a studio presence for like too long, like a studio audience.
Yeah,
very strange. It kind of feels like out of place.
Yeah, but I mean, they're just parodying a bunch of different things, but they really only do that one on the nose that way.
Yeah, and just like, I guess like timing wise, that one feels weird. It feels like 2010 hipster humor. And
I
then
think it's
Seinfeld.
honestly because it's a movie about dating a 17-year-old that they felt like they had to do that.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah.
The guy who wrote the screenplay for this also wrote the screenplay for Project X.
That checks out.
And
yeah.
the Jump Streets, 21 and 22.
Yeah. So a Dax Flame fan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shout out to Dax Flame.
Shout out Dax. In general.
I also wrote down it's like incredibly impressive. I'm just reading this word for word. Like while I'm watching the movie, I'm typing this on my phone. It's like incredibly impressive how it's shot, and most of the action is played for comedy. But I don't know. It's hard to feel like anything is real. I had the thought as somebody who's like made music videos and shit.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, how do they do that? A lot of these like match cuts and crazy like things. I'm like, wow, that's impressive.
It's probably all in front of a fucking green screen.
Some of it probably is, but I mean, I don't know. It is impressive. If my friend made this movie and showed it to me, I'd be like, holy shit.
I'd be like, holy shit, you're a creep.
Well, okay, fine.
You're a creep, and why did you choose Michael Cera to be the star in your movie? What a terrible casting
It was
job.
2010. That's the best choice you could make.
No, the best choice you would have made is hitting him with an F-150. Running him over is the best choice you could have
Why
made.
do you hate Michael Cera so much?
Because of this.
Okay.
Because of this is why I hate him.
He's so
I hate
good in
him.
Superbad.
Super whatever.
It's crazy that he did like that run of like the Superbad, Juno, Nick and Nora's infamous playlist and this are wild.
Yeah.
That's like that's a hit parade for Michael Cera.
3 out of 4 ain't bad in baseball. Who would be your 7 evil exes? Fuck!
I don't have any evil exes. They're all perfect and awesome. And if Mr. Beast wanted to pay me $250,000 to be handcuffed to one of them for 30 days, I would do it in a heartbeat. I'd actually probably do it only if the ex was allowed to keep the money. And I didn't get anything.
You're a nice guy.
One of my biggest problems with this movie is there's too many ends to it. I thought the movie was over like 5 times before it was over. More stuff keeps happening. Also, it just kind of like implies at one point that the moral of the story is that he should have dated the high schooler.
I like almost smiled at the end when I thought he wasn't going to end up with either of them.
Yeah.
And the whole time it was really just like a lesson learned. And now he has to go out on his own. He had like this infatuation stage and like this security stage or whatever. Like after getting out of a hard breakup, he dates the easy to date high school girl. I know that's fucked up, but I thought it was like having to exist between both of those. And then now that's made him somewhat of a decent man to go out. And I was like almost excited. I was like, oh, if this is the payoff is that he doesn't get either of them, that's like kind of nice. Like at least morally, I would have been like, oh, the movie had a purpose.
Right.
But the fact he like ends up dating Ramona is like, fuck that.
Yeah, Ramona basically is like, well, my dating history has been pretty tough. And so a guy who cheated on his high school girlfriend with me is probably the best I'm going to get. And that guy will really help me in forging my path towards the future. So that is weird.
So weird.
Yeah, the moral of the story is like, if you cheat and date underage girls, that's fine. That's the moral of this movie. And so if you love this movie, just remember that.
It's your cross to bear.
Yeah. I love things about this movie. I do not like this movie.
I don't think anybody that likes this movie can even date a high schooler.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean? You made it sound like that's like a good thing if they can. That's insane.
Even if they're in high school.
If you're in high school
and you like this movie, you
dating
can't
high
even
schoolers
date a
fine.
high schooler.
Fuck that.
I also thought it got to the climax like really like late. It felt super delayed. We weren't introduced to Gideon or Jason Schwartzman till way too late. I feel
Yeah,
like
but there's already lore about him. They're like, oh, Gideon.
yeah, but I feel like it wasn't even clear on how like evil he was or something. I feel like he needed to be more of like the overarching presence to the League of X's or something.
He
And,
was.
like, well, right, but he was. It didn't feel like he was like pulling strings or anything
I
during
think he
it.
was.
He calls it the.
He runs the music industry. He set up the Battle of the Bands. He put them on the show to open for Michael Cera's ex. He was trying to sabotage Michael the whole time. Don't you understand? He's the Wizard of Oz. He's the man behind the curtain. He's the faceless evil the whole time. It's Gideon.
I know, but
he fights 7 evil exes, but really all of them are Gideon.
Too many fights too. It should have been 4.
I think 7's a great number because of heaven.
Hate it.
And that's the 7 layers of hell. There's so many different references that you just clearly don't understand. I think the best performance is Aubrey Plaza.
She is so good in this.
She's barely in it, but I like.
She is good.
She's just good. Like
I like the party scene with her where the lead singer, he's like not with her, but he's still like acting like boyfriend, and she's like, "Stop!"
Yeah.
Like, annoyed with him.
because she loves Scott.
Yeah,
She wants Scott so
I
bad.
do too. I want his head on my mantle. I think Kieran Culkin's the best performance.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, but I saw that you had it written down, and I didn't want to have the same answer.
Smart. I'm on edge, so you
Yeah,
don't want to fuck with me.
KC is definitely rocking it.
He's so good, and it caught me at a biased time. I'm rewatching Succession right now, and it was nice to see a young version of him, but his like humor translated better to me. It felt like less like try hard quirky, like you mentioned earlier, as a kind of comedy in this, and it just felt like he was actually funny. Like a lot of his lines were funny.
Yeah, but a lot of it is like cheap, fake, progressive homophobia.
Yeah, I said funny.
Right. I feel like they would just they'd mess around with the politics of this one. There's a whole host of issues. It's like age gap discourse. It's also homophobia. There's some misogyny in here. The anti-hero kind of wins at the end.
Furious.
Yeah, like they do a lot of stupid, like fake clever.
None of the shit that it thought was clever was clever then, or especially not now.
Yeah, there would be a lot of differences in the plot of the movie.
Yeah.
I honestly think it does hold up on like a cinematography level. Like I think it would work just as well now if a movie like this came out. It kind of reminds me of like Sky High in my memory.
Yeah, well, the one guy's from it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, like that in my memory has good effects, and I know they're terrible because. But if that was remade, like it would look. If it looked like this, that'd be good.
Yeah.
It like looks good.
Yeah, Greg from Succession was in Sky High. How about that? I said in every way imaginable. Why do roommates share bed? And maybe if
They can't afford more bed.
Maybe if I loved the books, this would mean something to me. But if I loved the books, I feel like I'd be a worse person than I am today, who's already
It feels like that's in the wrong section. You just decided to throw an insult in the how would it be different? Okay. All right, cool. Yeah.
Yep.
It doesn't really have anything to do with how it'd be different today. You just wanted to say that this movie meant nothing to you.
Zilch. No, it did mean something to me. It meant something bad.
Yeah.
It ruined my day.
Okay. All right.
And it's ruining this one, which was pretty good up until this point.
Nice.
I'm seeing things like womp and zoom and zap and whammy. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't like those.
No.
Yeah, here.
Pow.
Yeah, if you want to throw those, yeah. Throw whatever you want on this.
Put a picture of a Girl Scout up here and then make my eyes go like this.
Ew, what the fuck?
And then put a picture of like a green-haired Starbucks barista up here and make my pants go like this.
No.
What? I mean, that's pretty much the premise.
This is bad. Why would you want you to be the one edited into that?
Because everybody wants to be Michael Cera. He's such a good guy. I'm just
I'm
being an example
he
here.
He was an actor in a movie. He didn't do this.
He signed up for it.
Most obvious Finn Wolfhard role ever would be him being Scott Pilgrim. I have Sophie Thatcher as Ramona Flowers. And I have Thomas Barbuska could be Wallace. He's the little fucking Wet Hot American Summer.
Hell yeah.
Who says, "Speak up, mumble princess. You sound like you were in a car accident." And he's very funny in that show. But
That's
I
awesome.
thought he could be a funny little Kieran Culkin,
Yeah.
gay roommate Wallace guy.
Hell yeah. I have a gun as the main character, and the sidekick's a bullet, and the villain is my head. And that would probably make for a good movie.
Cool.
Or like a rope and a ceiling fan.
Okay. All right.
Okay, sorry.
The soundtrack is by Nigel Goodrich.
Yep.
I think he does a pretty good job with this. I think there's some cool songs in there. Beck is involved in this soundtrack, as well as the Broken Social Scene.
It's very like Black Keys coded at times too.
Hell no. Oh, hell no. I disagree with that.
It just has like that rock sound of 2010 that I feel like is very of that time.
But it's not like blues revival.
No, obviously not. But I think like the lead singer of Sex Boobs kind of gives me Aykroyd vibes.
Dan Auerbach?
Auerbach, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah, not Dan Aykroyd from SNL, right?
Yeah, that's a different guy.
This movie fucking sucked. But sometimes the music it sounded like produced and like nice and cool. And I like how when they practice, they just come out like firing. And they're like way better than you think.
Yeah.
And like there's like little lines coming out of the speaker that let you know it's loud as fuck. Like they're not afraid to rock, you know, and it almost foreshadows later how the power of their sound can defeat things and create guerrilla.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
And the two Chinese DJs presumably make Dragon, which is culturally appropriate.
Yes. I also will say a funny little Easter egg, I guess. Actually, it's not funny. It's kind of fucked up. When Michael Cera's walking through the crowd at the show and he runs into Knives after he's broken up with her, it plays Anthem for a 17-Year-Old Girl by Broken Social Scene, which is a great song, but it's crazy that they use it there because it's just he's talking to a 17-year-old and it's just like,
at least it's on point.
That car, drop that phone, sleep on the floor, dream about me. Great song.
Yeah, great song.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good choice. The soundtrack is pretty solid, and even the stuff that was written for the movie, it's kind of cool.
No, I think everybody who's likes it has seen it already, and like everybody who wouldn't like it skipped it, and probably they're not going to find anything there.
I'll probably recommend it to my girlfriend when she turns 17 next year because it feels like kind of the right time for her to watch it. But in all reality and all jokes aside, nope.
Letterboxd review.
Nope.
Yep. You got to go first.
My Letterboxd review is nope. I'm not even going to give it a star. I'm just going to say nope. I'll say I watched it. You don't have to rate it. I'll give it 0 stars out of 5.
Okay.
And nope.
Okay.
No thanks.
All right. I'm gonna.
Never again.
Yeah, sure.
Like 9/11. I'd rather 9/11 happen again. At least that was exciting.
Wow. I'm gonna go with 1.5 stars.
Jesus. Fuck it in the mouth while you're at it. God.
That's out of 5 stars. It's not.
Wow. Might as well do that, Scott.
And I'll put Scott Pilgrim versus my attention span.
Nice.
Yeah.
Saved me there.
All right. So that was How Did It Age? That was Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I'm sure that it went exactly how you hoped it would. If you love this movie and you clicked on this video, I bet you're really happy now. And don't let this discourage you from commenting movies that you would like to see show up in this series in the future.
Yeah.
Also, we do post the movie that we're watching for YouTube members and Patreon members, only $5 a month. Posted about a week ahead of time so you can rewatch the movie and then watch our episode talking about that movie and understand it with a fresher perspective.
Yes.
But yeah, please keep commenting movies for us to watch in this series. Thank you so much for watching.
Yeah, fuck you guys. That sucked.
All right, we've been HIVEMIND Unlimited, and we'll see you in the next one.
I'm not giving up on you. I'm smoking on Dookie and drinking on Sprite.
Yeah.
She is my Pookie. I bang her all night.
Yeah.
I do not fuck with Snoopy. He's all white.
Fuck yeah, dude.